All right, let's go. We're back with another episode of the No One Told Me Hockey Podcast. Chris, I got to get right into this. You got to give me a rundown of your last, 8 days now, because last Thursday we talked and then we haven't talked much since then. So what happened in the last 8 days?
Yeah, honestly, last Thursday I got the call from my agent. I got an offer in Graz, Austria, in the ice hockey league. Um, and yeah, I accepted the offer that day. And the next day, literally at Friday at 3 o'clock, I had a flight booked. And just like that, in a snap of a finger, I was in Austria within less than 24 hours.
What's
So,
on your packing list when you got to pack in 24 hours? What are you bringing in the suitcase? How many suitcases are you bringing out there?
well, last year I overpacked for sure. Definitely brought way too many clothes. So I was just trying to keep it simple.
Mm,
This time, like last time, I had like three full hockey bags. This time, just two. One or yeah, my hockey gear, some stuff in there, shoes, stuff like that, and then
yeah.
just one hockey bag full of clothes, everything from warm weather, cold weather, a couple suits.
Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to keep it simple because like last year I'd be bringing too many pairs of jeans, all these hoodies. I'm wearing this a lot of the time. You
Yeah.
find yourself wearing the same thing, You're
Yeah.
just going to the rink every day, and you're wearing the team clothes a lot of the time too. So definitely try to keep it simple on the packing this time around.
Hoodies take up a lot of space too. You got to be careful with the hoodies.
Exactly, they're tempting though. You're like, I like that
Yeah.
one, I like this one, but no, for
Yeah.
sure.
What's
Just
the
yeah,
what's the weather like there right now?
it's pretty nice. It's pretty similar to back home. Right now, it's
Okay.
actually been beautiful the past few days, like 75 degrees, sunny. So it's been great. Got to get used
Okay.
to the Celsius, but I'm still sticking with the Fahrenheit.
Do you know how to do the
Yeah,
math to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit or no?
I forget. Honestly, I forget. I
I
try to
got a
learn it. I'll figure it out again soon.
I got a good trick for you, all right?
Yeah.
All right. What you do is you
The
take the Celsius, multiply it by 2 and add 32 degrees to it.
that's what it was. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Got to remember. I remember that one
yeah.
from last year. I remember I was doing it, but being home, I just try and get that out of my head.
Are
Forget
you
some of
on
the stuff.
are you guys on like military time there too? Is
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone
Exactly. Yeah.
communicating
So
that?
yeah, that's not too bad though. You just gotta do a little subtraction there. -12 from whatever time or
Minus
something, and
12?
over.
Is that
I think so. So if it's like hour 1500, then you just go -12, and it's 3 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. I
Yeah,
guess that makes sense.
exactly.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then you had your
But
first game last night. So how was that getting back into, because you kind of got there, practice for what, a week and then hopped into a
hmm
game?
yeah, honestly, I was pretty exhausted. Haven't played a game in a long time, like 4 or 5 months or something like that. Crazy. Just it was like I said, it was kind of a crazy week. The jet lag is like low key. Like it sucks.
Yeah,
They
I
say
bet.
like per hour is about the amount of days it takes. So it's 7 hour time difference. So it took me just right now
Oh,
about seven
really?
days. Yeah, so it took about 7 days to get really used to it. But those first few
Oh,
days, like honestly, I literally got here my first day, and I got off the plane and I went right to the rink. I was just unpack the stuff. I was thinking, okay, I'll get settled in. But no, I practiced right first day off the plane. Like haven't slept in like 24 hours, and oh my god, I swear I was like hallucinating on the ice. I was like, where am I? My body's like shutting down. I just haven't slept in so long. It was
did you
crazy.
legit go from like the airport to the rink and to
Yeah.
practice?
Yep. Literally. Exactly. Coaches knew
How'd
that
you?
like it's okay.
Yeah,
Obviously, like just try and touch the ice, and yeah. So my first
yeah.
few days, like I didn't feel very good, but
Mm-hmm.
once I started getting into day 4 or 5, and I'm starting to get my feel now, and
Mm-hmm.
played my first game yesterday. I think that was day 6 or 7, and
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, first two periods I was pretty exhausted. I was just trying to keep it short, hard, keep it simple. I haven't played a game like that in a long time. Obviously, you can practice as
Mhm.
much as you want, but nothing is the same as playing
No,
full
no.
speed, hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
But I was feeling a lot better in the third period, though. I'll say that. So just getting the timing down, getting your routes down, a lot of
Mhm.
things like that. So getting the
Are you
puck
guys
wheels,
playing on, are you guys playing on an Olympic sheet there?
yeah. So yeah, exactly. Now I'm getting used to the
Is
bigger ice again after
Yeah.
practicing all summer on the small sheet.
Right, right. I was
So
gonna say that's gotta be a huge difference in itself right there.
yeah, for sure. But it takes. I'll be fine once I get adjusted. I'm already starting to feel a lot better and more comfortable with everything.
Mhm.
Getting used
That's
to it
good.
all. But yeah, no, excited. Got
And
a
then,
game tomorrow at 11 a.m. Actually,
dude, 11
yeah,
AM game. I
yeah.
don't remember the last time I played an 11 AM game. That's early.
Um, we used to do it all the time in college, and I actually loved it. Loved loved it because I'm not big about waiting around all day. Like I
Oh,
just I hate it.
yeah, yeah,
You go to the rink early, maybe pregame skate, then you go home. You got to wait all day for the game. Yeah, maybe take a nap. Make your meal. But I like the early game. Just get up and go. No thinking, no waiting. Let's go
yeah.
play.
And if
For
you
sure.
have a night game and say you're not that tired, but you know you need a nap and you're trying to force it, you can't fall asleep. You're like, "Fuck, dude, I'm gonna be exhausted tonight." Like you're playing mental games all day with yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, that's unreal.
Um,
That's
yeah,
unreal.
but no. Yeah, I'm
How do you
excited
say the
for it.
team name correctly? Because I said it last week.
Gratz.
Graz?
Gratz. Yeah, I believe so. I believe it's
99ers?
like Graz. Some people call it
Okay.
Graz or, but yeah, it's Graz. Yeah,
Okay.
99ers.
99ers.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a cool
That's
barn.
awesome.
Pretty unique rink. But everything's
Mhm.
great. Facilities are great. Very nice room. They just redid it like a few years ago. Brand new gym down there. Yeah, it's been awesome. Good group of
S
guys. Been
what
pretty
what
easy
would be like
settling
the
in.
biggest what would be like the biggest city near you that, like, people would know?
Vienna, Austria,
Okay.
Vienna, and
Okay.
actually Graz is the second biggest city in Austria too.
Oh, wow.
So like I'm not in like a small town. Some of the teams in the league are like smaller towns, but no, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful city. It's nice. I think it's like 300,000 people,
Oh,
something like
wow. So
that.
it's real big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good sized city
I
for
honestly
sure.
thought Vienna was in Italy.
Kind of sounds like it. I mean, we're not far from Italy.
That's what I thought. I thought
We're
aren't you
definitely
guys
not
pretty
far.
close to Italy? Yeah.
A couple hours. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're going there next week. 'Cause there's three Italian teams in the league. So next week we're going to Asiago. I think we're leaving
Uh-huh.
Monday. We play Tuesday, and we're playing Booster Tall on Friday.
What's your favorite town in the league to go to?
Um, Probably Klagenfurt just because I like the rink. It's a beautiful
Okay.
rink. So
Yeah.
cool. Sold out every time. All like
That's
fans
sick.
chanting the whole game. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. But a lot of
Do
yeah, the league's pretty fun. It's a lot of good rinks, good fans. Vienna's a cool one too. Pretty
Mhm.
big. Yeah, they're
Okay.
all very unique rinks here. Nothing like you'd see in North America
What do you like in
for
terms of,
sure.
like, the stands or, like, the concourse or just
Everything, yeah,
everything? Just
exactly. The
everything?
stands, like on our rink, like one side goes way up, like way up,
Mhm.
and then when it comes down, there's like a mini bowl around, but then just one side just goes like way, way up. So
Okay.
yeah, like very
Do
unique. And then you see it from the outside, just like what the hell is that thing? Yeah,
do a lot of the, fans, do they do all the flags and, like, wear all the scarves and the chants and
yeah, for
they throw
sure.
some
Yeah.
smoke inside? Some indoor smoke?
Last year they did that a lot where I was in Slovenia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You'll have they call them ultras, I believe, and they're pounding the drums all game. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's
That's sweet.
fun, fun
I
atmosphere.
think that is one of the most unique things about, like, European hockey, European sports in general compared to the
Yeah.
US. Like, I really like
Oh,
how they like, their fan bases
it's
have
passion.
so much passion behind, like,
Yeah,
their
passion.
teams and their following. It's insane. That's
Exactly.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, that's the exactly definitely one of the coolest parts of playing in Europe for sure.
Yeah.
Passion, because then you go to and you watch a game in North America. It's more like a family setting. Half the
Yeah.
people might not even be watching the game. They might be just scrolling on TikTok or something. It's
Yeah.
just you might be able to hear a pin drop, but there, just everyone's dialed in. It's
Oh, yeah.
and they're chanting the whole game, banging the
That's
drums. Yeah, it's
awesome.
sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to, like, an ECHL game here, like, in Utah, like, the Grizzlies, like yeah, like you said, just a family
Mhm.
setting, and then, like, during the middle of the game, there's no noise unless there's a whistle, a goal, or, like, a fight. That's the
Exactly.
only time, like, you hear
Yeah.
noise in that building,
Yeah.
is like only big moments, but throughout the game,
Hmm.
it's nothing. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
sweet. It definitely gets you into the game too, I'm sure,
For sure.
a little
For
bit
sure.
more. That's
Oh yeah.
awesome. Well, we'll be keeping up with that for sure throughout the year. So I want to get into this topic primarily for you because this is more of your in your wheelhouse. So I want to talk to you about how to score more goals as a hockey player. What are your thoughts on that?
Um, Great question. Honestly, it's a very like I could talk for a long time about that.
Hmm.
It's a very broad question, and there's so many different things we can talk about. With how to score more goals. First things first, go on my Instagram page, and you'll see a lot of different types of shots that we can use to score goals. And you need to have this in your tool set, in your toolbox. There's so many different shots nowadays. There's toe drag release. There's the punch shot. There's the back foot snap. Um, there's the wrist shot. There's so many different ways that we could practice to score more goals and
Slap
get
shot in
increasing your
stride.
shots.
Slap shot in stride.
Yeah. That's if we're talking in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
You know, T went up,
Yeah.
Jerome McGinley style. Let's
Yeah.
go. um, no, there's like it's such a broad topic, but yeah, it's a great question, and keep asking questions for all those listeners out there.
Hmm.
Gives us more to talk about for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
Like I said, go on the Instagram page. We need to learn all of those skills for sure. But one thing I could say too, to touch on that, if you're someone that's struggling to score goals, a forward, I'm a
Yep.
forward. Um, get to the net, get to the blue paint. You will find so much garbage hanging around there. A lot of times, you might be trying to follow the play or like just kind of finding yourself in dead zones. But if you find yourself struggling, maybe you're on a drought, you're gripping your stick a little tight, just get to the blue paint. Make a
Hmm.
hard play, win a battle, get low to high, get to the net, out muscle someone, out will someone, right? You have to want to score goals. And you can't just you can't be thinking about it too much. Like I said, you need to really want it. That's got to come from within you. And a
Hmm.
simple way to start, get to the blue paint.
Yep.
It happened once last year. I remember, I was having an average game, like nothing really going on, and then something happened. Maybe I got blown up or something. I got really pissed off, or maybe I got stuck in the face. And I remember I got really pissed off, and I said, "Screw this! I'm going to the freaking net." And I just went and like out muscled the guy, and just basically out willed the guy. The guy could have easily boxed me out, but I was just not going to be denied.
Hmm.
Got body position. First one was a tip. Second shift, I was still playing with some pissed off energy. Uh, again, just went to the net, out like it was the guy was there first too, and just went there, out muscled him. What do you know? The puck ends up going to the net and just out will the guy, outwork the guy,
Yep.
win a stick battle, and there you go. So if you're someone that's struggling a little bit, maybe you're in a drought, get to the blue paint, get to the net. It's a simple way to start.
I'll say this too about for defensemen, in terms of like a forward going to the net. Most defensemen do not want to deal with someone who's a prick in front of the net. Like no, like as a defenseman, no one wants to deal with a guy who's constantly in their face, battling for position in that area. Like it is not fun to do. I would say probably 90% of D do not want anything to do with that. So you have the advantage as a forward being in front of the net and trying to outwill them because if you do it enough times, you're eventually going to find one in that area. Something's going to drop in that area, and if you're working hard, you're probably working harder than that defenseman. You're gonna find a puck there with he's not going to pick up your stick. You're going to put one in for sure.
Exactly. And it's defense. Who wants to play defense, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
You got more will
exactly.
to score.
Yeah.
But
And then the other thing I want
no,
to
for
touch
sure.
on here is I feel like, especially in this day and age with Instagram and stuff, all you see is highlights of players who are, have these really nice goals on line rushes or dangles, breakaways, whatnot. But a lot of the goals that are scored in the NHL and stuff are right in front of the net. A lot of goals are pucks to the net, and
And
you got a guy driving to the net or planted there, and they're burying them.
they're on the ice too,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
low, or
right,
low,
right.
low. They're not usually top, top corner, top cheese. A lot of
That
them are low,
That's another
bear
big thing.
down.
If you wanna score goals, you gotta hit the net. I can't explain how many times I've seen it where guys go on 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, and they throw one high and wide. Now they're breaking out the other team going the other
Yeah,
way. You have to
high
hit the net
glass
if you
crate.
wanna score goals. Simple as
Exactly.
that.
And And you're gonna pick up more points too. You put it low, you put it on the net.
Yeah.
Okay, it has a chance to go in, but there might be a greasy rebound sitting there
Mhm.
for someone to follow up.
Yep.
And then what's he doing? He's going to the blue paint,
Right.
finding that grease,
Right. Exactly.
cleaning it up.
Yeah. Cleaning up the
You
grease. You
know,
have no chance of getting any
that's
points if you don't hit the net, essentially. So,
no,
yeah, that's
no.
first and foremost. Definitely. I think
Simple
that
tips there.
yeah.
We could talk about scoring goals for there's so much that goes into it, so many factors, so many factors.
Right.
Getting stronger, get your wrists. Are you doing your extra wrist curls at
Mhm.
night or in the morning?
Yeah.
Make that a part of your routine,
Right.
right?
Eh,
Get
eh,
those wrist curls and there's so much that you can do. Are you putting in extra time shooting pucks
yeah.
um off the ice too?
So I think for like one other thing for forwards is you have to learn how to find soft spots in the ice because most teams, especially as you kind of advance, are not really running man on man systems. So there's only certain limits that like a defenseman will go out to certain spots and then winger like so there's soft spots on the ice that if you can find those areas, you can really start putting yourself in a position to catch and shoot and get pucks to the net. So I think that's
That's
also a really important
that's
thing to
that's a
know.
great tip. That's a
Yeah.
great tip. Last night I actually found myself in a great found some soft ice right in the middle.
Mhm.
D crept down a little bit. Found myself kind of above the hash marks. Found some soft ice. Made a great
Yep.
I should have scored. I didn't. This is my nightmares a little bit, but I got the opportunity because I was searching for that soft ice.
yeah.
So that's a great tip there, Jack, for sure. Finding that soft ice.
You're gonna find that soft ice too when players are puck watching, and a lot of players, especially at lower levels, they puck watch all day. So as soon as you see a defenseman or something start staring at the puck, you know you're gonna be able to kind of pop out and find an area. But if you're standing right next to them, they can puck watch all day and they'll be able to pick you up. But as
No.
soon as they start staring, find a soft spot, and you're gonna get a good chance at the net.
Hmm. A good tip too is like if you can think about kind of say hiding in their shadow almost like
Mhm.
hiding their shadow and maybe you
Yeah.
maybe get a quick bump and then separate from a few feet. That's a good little tip there.
Yeah, I totally
Hiding the
agree.
defender's shadow.
Mhm. It's hard to defend like players who think like that and who play like that because you have so much moving parts in the game that you get lost for 1 or 2 seconds and that's when things happen. So if you can learn how to play like
Yeah.
that, like hide in their shadows, I think you're gonna set
Uh-huh.
yourself up to get some good opportunities.
And another thing too, like we talk about the skills all day, you have to have those in your toolbox for sure.
Mhm.
But a lot of it just comes from hockey IQ.
Yeah.
Finding that soft ice, finding the areas, knowing where the puck's gonna be, right?
Mhm.
Knowing, okay, I see my guy going this way. In 2 seconds, he's gonna be over there, so I'm gonna place myself here,
Yep.
right? So a lot of it is hockey IQ and thinking the game the right way too.
Yeah, and I think it's like I think we talked about this 2 week like think intentionally. Like don't
Hmm.
like, you have to think the game intentionally, don't just go out there and kind of go through the motions,
No,
because you're gonna
100%.
find yourself in better spots if you're like how you're talking about thinking about it, thinking through the game, "Okay, the puck's here, this
Hmm.
guy's defending me, where do I need to be to put myself in a good position to be an
Yeah,
option?"
exactly. Taking in information quick,
Yeah,
taking all the information and using that. You have to be able to use your instincts to
mhm.
adapt and be effective in the games.
How much do you think hockey IQ comes from natural ability versus someone who can develop it through video? 'Cause I could see it going both ways.
I see both ways for sure. I honestly like growing up in like minor hockey. I always kind of took pride in having good hockey IQ.
Mhm.
And if you And that's honestly half the battle right there. If you believe you have good IQ, you're gonna go have it. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
be thinking it already.
Yep.
And that was like one thing going into those games as a U12, U14. I was like thinking, okay, I want to have good IQ. I want to be a guy that can see the ice, and
Mhm.
I want to make that as part of my as a staple of my game.
Yeah.
And I think that helps a lot too. Like you have to believe in yourself too to have it. And of course, I think we can develop it too through video analysis and putting in the proper training
Yeah.
and time and into thinking the game for sure.
Yeah. I think it's both too. I think it comes with reps, like video reps or on ice reps, but then there also is a natural, ability
Hmm.
to it as well. But I think you can definitely
For sure.
develop it, but then there's definitely players who just have it for sure. But I think it
100%.
definitely can be developed with reps, video, on ice
Hmm.
development, just putting yourself in those situations or seeing them visually, many, many different times. You can definitely develop it as well.
100% agree.
Okay, so
100%.
I want to hop into this one then. So we kind of talked about scoring goals, but maybe say that isn't necessarily your game, right? Even though it does need to be a part of, especially forwards, it definitely does
Yeah.
need to be a part of your game at some point and has
Everyone
to be.
has to,
Yeah.
you have to be able to put the puck in the net. Anyone, first line,
Hmm.
fourth line, fifth, first D, 60.
Yeah.
Everyone has to do that. Everyone should be practicing that.
Right. I
Not to say
agree.
you're going to be doing it more than others.
Hmm.
All right. But for sure. And go ahead.
So say maybe that isn't like your strongest suit. You can do it, but it's not like your main, that's not the thing you're best at. What do you think the best ways are to contribute outside of scoring goals?
Play winning hockey. I know that's a pretty broad term, but when I was in college, like that was a term we used a lot. And how do we define winning hockey? Um, Great stick detail, great detail all over the ice in general.
Mm,
Being someone that you can trust. I can trust this guy. I could trust this guy in a D zone draw.
mhm,
I could trust if I put this guy out, he's gonna outwork that other guy.
yep,
All right. So have a great work ethic, have great detail, be engaged. Okay. Have compete. Coaches love players that have compete, especially when you get, the more you grow, the more you older you get, it's going to get more and more competitive. How much are you willing to compete? How much are you willing to fight? How much are you willing to work
mhm,
compared to the next guy?
yep,
Because it's literally it's a very small difference, and that might be the difference if you're going to be playing or not. Um, Another good way to, if you're not scoring goals too, is puck possession. Keep the puck on our team stick. Don't be a guy that's out there turning pucks over. If I'm on team white and the puck's on my stick, I better make sure that puck ends when it leaves my stick. It better be on a team white stick.
yes,
All
yes,
right. Different than dump and change. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan of dump and change because to me that's a turnover.
mhm.
Now I kind of sewered my next guys that are coming out. And now they have to get in a neutral zone forecheck, and now
Especially
they
a
got to
bad
keep
dump,
coming down.
especially a bad dump,
Yeah, yeah.
like
Keep
an
it away
easy
from the
one.
goalie.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it away from the goalies.
Holy fuck.
But yeah, keep possess pucks. Keep it on your team stick. Like that's winning hockey. That all of these little things they add up in the end. Okay, even if the end of the game, you didn't get any points, your team wins. I guarantee that was part of a contributing factor in the
Yeah,
game. Like that adds up. That sucks to play against.
yeah. I want to
Um,
add one thing to your puck possession thing because I was just thinking about this before you said puck possession. The in terms of turnovers, if you're gonna be a good player, there's one place you cannot turn the puck over, and it's at the blue lines. You cannot turn the puck over at your own blue line or their blue line. That is the biggest momentum killer of all time in hockey, especially if you're on long. That's how you get caught in really long shifts is
it's
if you
terrible.
turn the puck over at your own blue lines. There's so
You
many times I've seen it where you're right there, you're inches from getting it out or inches from getting it in their zone, turnover. Now the other team gains possession again and they have the momentum right starting
you
right
could
over again.
you could be dominating a team. You could be
Yes.
dominating, and then okay, you just made one terrible error, and now they go get a chance and they score.
Yeah. It's simple as that, like
You
real
know?
quick. Bad turnover.
Yeah,
Guys are leaving the zone. Like your two forwards are already leaving the
yeah,
zone because you're right at the blue line. Now they're going
yeah.
the other way, 3-on-2 or whatever it may be. That's one of the worst places you could turn the puck over.
It is. It's bad. Coaches do not like that.
Hmm.
And if you're not a guy that's putting up a lot of numbers,
Yep.
it's not gonna go well for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So just be trustworthy, be engaged, have great detail, have great compete, be a great teammate. Uh, exactly. Just find ways to contribute to winning hockey.
I think one thing that you touched on that's actually really important, you said it right at the beginning, but I think it's a super valuable thing is stick detail, especially when you don't have the puck and you're either, you're on the back check or you're in the defensive zone. That if you have good stick detail, it can get you out of so many situations that you don't like it will avoid so many situations that are a lot harder than they need to be as long as you have a good stick. whether it
And
be in
that
the
adds
back
up
check or
over
D zone.
that adds up over a game. Like you might not be actually taking lanes away, but if you have great stick deal all the time, your stick's out, you're extended, you're taking an extra 2-3 feet away, and now that's just cluttering the player's space that's
Yeah.
in his mind. He might barely have a lane, but now if you have great stick detail all day, all game, and your whole team is playing with that amazing detail,
Mm-hmm.
the ice is going to feel tighter. They're going to turn more pucks over,
Yep.
and it's going to definitely be benefiting your team.
Like for you, right? Like for you as a forward, if a D, say even like on a line rush, or say it's just like a one-on-one line
Mhm.
rush, and the defenseman has great stick on puck, how much less time does it feel like that you have?
Oh, it's terrible. I hate it.
Right? Like you're like, where
Yeah,
do I even go with this puck? Because
there's
their stick
nowhere.
is right in your face all day.
I got maybe chip and go get it, or make a delay, or
Mm-hmm.
there's ways around it for sure. But yeah,
Definitely.
definitely, it's definitely not what I want.
Yeah. Right.
It's definitely
Exactly.
not what I want.
Yeah. I
Yeah, it's
honestly think
annoying.
if you look at like kids at lower levels, or kids who just don't understand the game at a great level, they always have their stick with their two hands, at their
Yeah.
hips all the time. It's never on
Well,
the ice. You have to have your
you
stick
know,
on the ice.
yeah, and that's starting at the basics. We want to get into more of an elite part of it, like the elite defensemen out there. They bait players in. So like you might be in a
So
two on
bad.
one.
So
They'll just be baiting them here, baiting them. Like they want you to pass it this way. Last second you go to pass,
boom.
bang.
Yep. All day.
And that's a really good skill to get good at.
Mhm.
Defensemen, forwards. I do that sometimes. Like if I'm forechecking someone,
Yeah.
if I'm going some way, I might give him pressure on the left side, wanting him to go right,
Mhm.
and then before he goes right, I'll go right too, same time, and then
Yeah. Exactly.
kind
A
of a mind game,
little mental
play mind
warfare
game.
with them. A little mental
Yeah,
warfare.
exactly,
I
exactly.
I agree. And then like in terms of
No,
like the effort things that you talked about, those a lot of those effort things are when you don't have the puck, I would say. A lot of those
hundred
compete
percent. You got to
different
get the
types of,
puck.
yeah, right? It's usually when you don't have the
S-
puck is when you got to put in that extra one or two steps or 1 or
Second,
2%,
second
right?
and third efforts, we
Yeah.
call it. In
Yeah.
college, that's all we talked about. Second, if you didn't have those simple things that we taught, you didn't play.
Right.
Literally, it was that simple.
Yeah.
Second and third efforts, be engaged, amazing stick detail. If
Mhm.
you're not hard to play against, and you know what, you're gonna find yourself playing a lot of hockey games if you can get everyone to buy in like that.
Yeah, that I would say that's a tough thing to get a whole team to buy into, and if you can't get them to buy into it, that's when, you really start winning hockey games and playing really solid hockey is
Hundred
if you can get
percent.
a
And then you're
20
gonna start
guys.
scoring more goals too. And then that will lead to scoring more goals. You're gonna
100%.
get more puck possession.
Yep.
The puck won't be on their stick as much. It's gonna be on our stick.
Mhm. Yeah, and you
Simple as
gas them out, you
that.
you gas them out, and they're making sloppy plays. It just adds up
Yeah,
over time in a game for
exactly.
sure, for sure.
100%.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
the other thing I wanna get into with you is defending sla defending/slash winning pucks in corners. What are your
For
thoughts? We'll
me,
go, yeah, you go with winning pucks.
I I'm a smaller guy, so I play that to my advantage. So I always try to go for body position first. Say if it's a 50-50 puck, I'll always try and get inside body position, and I get really low. So my first step will be inside towards whoever I'm racing, and be low too. So it's hard for them to, get a get a step on me. So I can
Yep.
get that. And the second thing, so maybe if he does, he's got a chance on you. Or if it's a pure 50-50, you need to have a strong bottom hand. Like think if you can glue that bottom, your stick, your blade to the ice with a hard bottom hand. Like do not let anyone rip that thing from you.
Mhm.
Have the mentality of there's no chance I'm going in with like prick energy and there's no chance this guy's taking it from me. So
Yeah.
honestly, like I focus on those things. I like playing really low. I like having a really strong bottom hand,
Okay.
and that has helped me win so many battles. And always working from underneath too. Work from underneath, and that helps because you got to be low. If you go in straight legged, soft bottom hand, you're not winning that puck. No
Mhm.
chance.
I honestly think like bigger, or excuse me, smaller guys have the advantage when going into corners, because it is like taller defensemen or bigger defensemen. If they get under you, you can't really do anything. Like they're everything is to the ground. It's so hard to like get under
Exactly.
them and get the puck.
Yeah.
Like
Get
it
your
is.
nose over the puck.
Yeah,
That's one thing. Literally get over the puck. Get
yeah,
your nose over it.
yeah. Directly
That
over the
helps
top. You got to
so
have like
much.
your center of mass like over the top of it. So then it's impossible to lift
Exactly.
your stick. Like you can't
Exactly.
do
And then once you
anything.
have that, yeah, once you have that and you can have great body position, then you put your back to wherever that defender is.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, you'll find yourself winning a lot more pucks for sure.
What do you think about the reverse hit? Do you throw any?
Sometimes, yeah, I
Yeah.
try to. I mean, I'm a little smaller guy, but yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes for sure.
I definitely think that could
Love
be
body
used
position,
used to do more of an advantage for like a bigger guy who's got like a decent amount of weight on him. Like throw a couple
some
reverse hits
mass.
on these D. Yeah. Dude, there's nothing
Yeah, for
worse than
sure.
you're going in the corner, the
Oh,
guy throws the brakes on you and just gives you a reverse
oh,
hit. It's like so
man,
that's
we had
a
this.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
we had a guy on my team in college, Hugo Reinhardt. He was just an absolute bull, and he would do it all the time. Like, it is guy was a beast, man. It was
Yeah.
so hard to get it from him like that.
That's another
Yeah.
hard thing to defend against is like a reverse hit. It throws you off
Hmm.
balance. Now your body position's all messed up. Like you're all fucked
Exactly.
by the end of
Just took
that.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
no, for
That's funny.
sure. It's
Um,
funny, but these are great tips for you guys out there.
yeah. And then
Great tips. These little things adds up.
I want to talk about defending really quick. So say I'm just gonna
Hmm.
say that say you won the puck, right? You already have won the
Hmm.
puck. Now I'm the defenseman defending you in the corner. Right. So I want to talk about a couple things here because I see this a lot with defensemen and it drives me nuts. The first thing, we just talked about it. You have to have your stick on the ice. Like that is
Yep.
number one thing you have to do. You have to have your stick
Got to
on the
influence the
ice.
play.
Yeah, exactly. If you have it at your hips, the only thing you can do really is cross check them essentially.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're never going to get the puck with your stick in the air. So then once you have your stick on the in the air or on the ice, excuse me, you can dictate now. Try to dictate where you want that forward to go. Put him in a spot to like suffocate him in a sense where he doesn't have an option to go with the puck. So that way you can kind of close in on your gap and put a stick on puck and then you can get in a 50-50 battle from there. But you have to kind of dictate where you want him to go with the puck. Don't let him dictate you. Don't just follow him around like cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Use your stick to your advantage, especially if you're a bigger guy. Like use it to your advantage and
Oh yeah.
dictate where you want him to go. And then
The
you can
worst is when they get the
go ahead.
wrap around when you can get, when they can
Yeah, yeah, you got nowhere to
like,
go.
no, it sucks. If you can get one hand on one side and get your stick on the other side
Yeah,
and maybe try and get a stick on puck, that's so hard to get out of as a
yeah,
forward. It's and then you just cause it, you disrupt it and it cause some chaos, and then
yeah,
now and now it's a battle loose puck. You're probably gonna win it. Someone
yeah.
else, your second layer comes in. Now it's your team's possession.
And I will say everyone's like, "Oh, that's a holding or whatever." It's not a holding if you get him against the
No,
boards and he can't even move. You're not holding
exactly.
him if he can't move. So
No,
if you're gonna do that,
exactly.
you got to get in there, drive your leg through the middle of
Hmm.
his legs, right through the middle of his
Hmm.
legs, and put him against the wall so he can't move
Exactly.
regardless. So you're not gonna get a tripping or a holding or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you got to
You have to close
suffocate.
quick,
Yeah.
and you can't wait. You cannot wait. You have to go.
Yeah, especially like
You
defending
can't.
against like a smaller player, like them using their cut packs and stuff. If
Oh,
if you don't
if
dictate,
that's
it's so hard to defend against.
oh, I pray for that. I pray if I have an open now, I can get you moving one way. I get your toes turning, and bang, I'm gone one way,
Yeah.
the other way.
So this is my last thing on my list of things is I think for defensemen, some people might say differently, but I think as a defenseman, you should try to avoid crossovers when defending, especially against smaller guys. As soon as you cross that foot over and you're in that mid step, they cut back, they're gone. Right? I think
I
you
agree.
have to avoid crossovers. Use your C cuts. Use like I don't know what you would call like a T stop in a sense to
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of track players. As soon as I would say use C cuts to stay with them, and then to if they turn the other way, kind of use like a T push off to go from there. I think as much as you can avoid crossovers in the corners, you're going to find yourself in better positions and not getting beat out of corners. Because as soon as that
Those are
happens, you're
great.
you're
Yeah,
gone.
those are great tips for you defensemen out there.
Yeah.
Because at me as a forward, a smaller forward, those are the things I'm looking for. Get you to
Right.
cross one way, bang, I'm gone. I have you now,
Yeah.
and now you're caught looking one way or another way.
It is so hard to defend against like smaller guys who like, have a quick turn and then they can bust out of those turns really fast, like are super explosive out of them. For a defenseman, like hitting the brakes and stopping and starting and trying to track him is it's so hard as a
No,
defenseman to do.
well, those are I couldn't agree with you more there.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So
couldn't agree
that
with you more.
I think those are some great tips for hockey players on all three topics: how to score more goals, ways to contribute outside of scoring, and then defending slash
Hmm.
winning pucks in the corners for players. If you guys
Hmm.
have any questions, comment on any of the posts, or you can DM us any question that you have that we can bring up on here and we can break them down for you guys. But that is all we have for you today on the No One Told Me Hockey podcast.
I love it. Get to the blue paint forwards.
Seriously, man, be a prick in front of the net. Nothing
You have
worse.
to.
Nothing
You have
worse.
to. If you can
So,
take something away, get
yes,
there.
sir. All right, Chris. Good luck with your game tomorrow in a couple hours almost, and I will talk to you next week.
Sounds great.
All right, see you, buddy. Good luck. Bye.